President Trump says he will make taxes simple, easy, and fair for all Americans. He's pushing his new tax reform plan, which is now the top priority for his administration, even though he's not giving up on Obamacare repeal yet. As with any big piece of legislation, the devil is in the details. I'll speak with the White House Legislative Affairs Director about some of those details shortly. But tonight, after some big losses, the Trump administration and the president sound optimistic about tax reform. Chief White House correspondent John Roberts starts us off tonight from the North Lawn. Good evening, John.
Brett, good evening to you. For all of the attention that's been focused on the repeal and replacement of Obamacare, tax reform is the issue the president must get past if he hopes to create any kind of legislative legacy. In Indiana today, where Democratic Senator Joe Donnelly faces a tight race for re-election next year, President Trump laid out his plan for tax reform.
This is the right tax cut, and this is the right time. Democrats and Republicans in Congress should come together, finally, to deliver this giant win for the American people.
While many of the details have yet to be filled in, President Trump is proposing 3 tax rates for individuals, 12, 25, and 35%. He would double the standard deduction to $12,000 for an individual, $24,000 for a married couple. The corporate rate would be slashed from 35 to 20%, which President Trump, who has repeatedly said he doesn't set red lines, today insisted is a red line.
Very much a red line. In fact, I wanted to start at 15 so that we got 20. It just, the numbers were, 15 was so low we didn't take in the revenue. But I wanted 15 so we got 20. 20 is my number, so I'm not negotiating that number. May I ask I am not going to negotiate.
President Trump would also reduce the tax rate for small businesses, so-called S-corps or pass-through companies, to 25%, and increase the child tax credit from its current level of $1,000 per child, though he's leaving it to Congress to determine the exact amount. The plan eliminates most itemized deductions, but keeps the mortgage and charitable deduction. The president would also eliminate the marriage penalty, the death tax, and the alternative minimum tax. But from Capitol Hill, a warning. Utah Senator Orrin Hatch forecasting a difficult time getting tax reform through.
It's going to be tough to do. We're so equally divided that it's going to be almost impossible to do without some Democrat help, and I'm hopeful that we can do that.
As an enticement, President Trump today threatened Senator Joe Donnelly and other vulnerable Democrats.
If Senator Donnelly doesn't approve it, because, you know, he's on the other side, we will come here, we will campaign against him like you wouldn't believe.
President Trump also revealed today he has yet another backup plan for the repeal and replacement of Obamacare, insisting he has the Republican votes to do it, just not at the moment.
We have the votes for health care. We have one senator that's in the hospital. He can't vote because he's in the hospital.
Talking about Cochran?
He can't vote because he's in the hospital. We have 2 other votes that are coming, and we will have them.
The president was referring to Mississippi Senator Thad Cochran, who had been in the hospital but is now home recuperating. President Trump says he can't cobble together enough votes by the reconciliation deadline of this Friday, but that he will try again in the new year.
We're going to do it in January or February because, as you know, we have the votes, but we can't go longer than Friday.
The president also revealed he will likely sign an executive order next week to allow insurance companies to sell health care policies across state lines. That will fulfill a major campaign promise in something Republicans have pledged for years. But the president's health secretary may never see the changes implemented. Tom Price is on thin ice after it was revealed he spent more than $400,000 on private planes. President Trump today said he is not happy about it, and he'll let Price know it. As for Price's job,
I am going to see, I'm looking at that very closely. I am not happy with it. I will tell you, I am not happy with it.
Will you fire him, maybe?
Would you fire him, sir?
will you fire him? We'll see. The president definitely had that look. We did some digging to figure out how, indeed, President Trump has the votes to pass the Graham-Cassidy Act, since at least 3 senators, Collins, McCain, and Paul, have all said their definite no's. We have learned that the White House is working on some executive and regulatory actions they believe could bring on board Senator Paul. The bottom line right now, though, is, Brett, the president does not presently have the votes, but he hopes to have them by the new year.
John Roberts live on the North Lawn. John, thanks.